Once you get that deal under contract, what you want to do is you want to create a sales sheet. Now, a sales sheet is really just a description of the property. So it needs to have a few basic fundamentals. Number one, you have to have the numbers. So you need to have not the address. I wouldn't necessarily say the address, but you definitely want to have the specs on the deal. So you want to have bedroom count, bathroom count, square footage of the structure, square footage of the lot. Next thing you want to have is what I say is the numbers, and you want to know the asking price. What is your asking price, right? Which should include your assignment fee. What are the repairs, and what is the ARV? Now, those are the three basic things you need to have on there: asking price, ARV, and repairs, right? In whatever order you want to put it in. Then below that, you want to you need to have some type of a sales description, right? Come up with a sales description. Now, before, as a real estate agent and as a real estate broker, I would spend hours trying to come up with a sales description for my listings and for the properties that I was representing. These days, you've got Chat GPT. Okay, very, very simple. I prefer Claude AI, Claude.ai. We're going to be talking today about how to sell your own real estate deals. I've committed to you to going live at least once a day and covering the topics that you send me messages about and some of the topics that you're having some challenges with. And so I want to make sure that I keep that commitment to you, and I'm going to do it. Today I'm going to be on the road the majority of the day, traveling for a business trip, so I'm not going to be able to go live a little bit later afternoon. So fortunately for everybody, I get to do it this morning just before I got to get my kids to school and just before I hit the road. So today we're going to be talking about how to sell your own deals. This is a very big topic. In our business, as investors, as real estate wholesalers, this is also known as dispo. This is known as disposition, and that is one thing that we specialize in, hence our name, the DispoDragons. I will tell you that we became a disposition company, but we originally started out as an acquisition company, mainly because that was one of my specialties, right? I built my entire business on the phone, so acquisitions is no secret to me or to my team. That is something that we do on a regular basis. What we discovered was that it was very important for us to also learn how to dispo our own deals. So it just happened out of necessity, and so that's how we became known as the DispoDragons. But don't mistake that for the fact that we are big on acquisitions as well, and we do buy and we do fix and flip. So for anybody that is following us, if you have any deals that you are currently working on, yes, we are buying. We buy in most major metro markets. We do our own flips. If they don't meet our criteria, we'll let you know right away. We will look at everything as an investor first, and if it doesn't meet our criteria, then what we'll tell you is, hey, this one's probably not for us, but we can blast it out to all of our VIP buyers, and if you're open to doing a joint venture with us, then we're very glad and happy to do that with you. So for anybody that does have deals that they're currently working on, yes, we do buy, we do fix and flip. It's in most major metro markets, right? It's in the bigger markets. We're not going to really touch any land deals. We're not going to really touch any rural deals. It's got to be, your traditional bread and butter, fix and flip in metro deals. Okay, so while I wait for the algorithm to kick in, what I'm going to do is just give you a little bit of inspiration. This is me. And this was in our home office. This was my home office for a very, very long time. This picture was taken of me while I was working, and my wife was in the bed. At that time, she was pregnant of our third child, and so she is in the bed pregnant watching me work and taking a picture of me. So that's me in the home office. This was taken many years ago, but we all start somewhere. And the reason that I bring that up is because most people don't show you the hard work behind the scenes. I see a lot of posts, I see a lot of Reddit threads, I see a lot of Facebook comments in our groups, in our school community, and a lot of people get on there. I just finished reading one post about a really lengthy post from someone who's feeling a little discouraged because it's been a year and 3 months and they haven't really had any success and they don't know what they're doing, and they went through their entire experience with what's been happening. And this isn't uncommon, right? Everybody's journey is going to be a little bit different. So it might take you a little bit longer to learn this business than it does other people. You know, again, don't compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 10. It's just it's not worth it. It's frustrating. You get down on yourself. You're over there seeing everybody's highlight reels, but what you don't see is you don't necessarily see all the years of hard work, all the times that they were working in the dark when nobody saw them, all the times that they were honing their skills and getting better at talking to sellers and getting better at talking to buyers and getting better at negotiating deals. All of that stuff you're not seeing. You're seeing the wins now, and so you're thinking that there might be something wrong with you when really it's not about anything being wrong. It's just that you haven't quite mastered the skills that you need to master in order to get to that level of success that they got to. So, you know, I see this a lot. There's a lot of people that get frustrated, you know, after 2 months, 3 months, a year, and they're not really having any success. And it's really just because you haven't developed the skills, okay? That's the primary reason. You haven't developed the skills. And sometimes, okay, just an FYI, I see that one of my good business partners and one of my oldest friends, his name is Carlos, just logged on. You know, he and I worked in a prior business when we were much younger in our 20s. And this is while I still had my real estate license, by the way. And we were involved in some type of a multi-level marketing company. And you did pretty good. We built a pretty large group. We did great. And those skills of us being out in the field, those skills of us going out there and doing hotels presentations, those skills of us going out there and door knocking to get customers, those skills are the same skills that we use now. So if by all accounts, if you had met us back then when we were doing the things that we were doing, not really having any success, you would have labeled us as failures. We would have labeled ourselves as failures at what we were doing, but we were still trying, not realizing that those same skills are the skills that I implement today and the same skills that I'm doing right now as I'm talking to you through this live Instagram live, through this YouTube live. Those are the same skills that prep me for what it is that I'm doing right now. So while you're comparing your chapter 1 in this business to somebody else's chapter 10, you don't know what they were doing years before in order to get them to where they're at that time, right, in their chapter. So really don't do it. Just focus on yourself, focus on the journey, focus on learning what you have to learn. And I'll go back to that photo one more time. This was probably a 100 by 100, a 100 square foot, 10 by 10 square foot room. Bed barely fit in there. All we had was a drawer, my computer desk, her TV, so she could watch it while she was pregnant. And this is what things were like for us for a bit, right? Everybody's got to start somewhere. Okay, let's dive in. It is now 7:47 and I got to get my kids to school. So most people don't tell you the hard work behind the scenes. If you are interested and you need if you need a mentor, if you need some guidance, if you need somebody to help you, we have a profit sharing mentorship program. You can go to start.DispoDragons.com, start.DispoDragons.com. That is where you will have a mentor and a closer, a bona fide closer on call who will help you close your deals, who will help you close your leads, who will get on the phone with your leads, who will help you get the contracts filled out, who will walk you through the entire process. They will do the work for you while you shadow them, watch them, learn from them, and eventually get paid on those deals yourself, okay? So it's a profit-sharing mentorship program. It's start.DispoDragons.com. It's right in the middle of these, of you just trying to do this on your own, or the $1,000 memberships or mentorships that these people have. So it's a perfect balance of everybody being incentivized to work together and to help you. If you are a veteran of this business, if you are a closer of this business and you are working solo and you'd like to be a part of a team, I am always looking for new mentors that can help our mentees. There's no way I could possibly carry the load all by myself, and this is an opportunity for you as a mentor to make money, right? And this is an opportunity to help someone grow, and everybody wins. Everybody gets paid. So profit sharing mentorship, start.DispoDragons.com. If you're brand new, take a look at it. And if you are a veteran, take a look at it, because we're looking for veteran closers that can help us with the team and everybody make money. All right, number one, the easiest way to sell the deal yourself, right? If you want to get the deal sold yourself, number one, just price the deal right. Okay, price the deal right, which means you're going to have to get better at negotiating the contract price at which you are getting it under. You have to make sure that you're good at comping. You have to make sure that you have to understand what your maximum allowable offer is. You have to be able to identify what the best exit strategy is going to be. Not all properties are going to be a fix and flip. Some properties are already fixed. How are you going to flip? How are you going to fix it and then flip it if it's already repaired? So that wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't apply. Not all properties are going to be, buy and holds. Not all properties are going to be Airbnb rentals. Not all properties are going to be cohabitat or co-living opportunities. Not all opportunities are going to be novation deals. So you're going to have to know what the exit strategy is. So and in order to do that, you're going to need to go through trainings. You're going to have to understand the language. So you have to make sure you negotiate the best price possible, not going over your maximum allowable offer, also known as MAO. You're going to need to identify which is going to be the best exit strategy so that you can identify which is going to be the best buyer for that deal. If you can do those three things, you're going to have a much better chance of getting your deal sold. I see a lot of deals that die just because the person who got them under contract got them too high. You got it too high. That's what's happening. Okay. Next slide. Next thing that you can do, you can sign up for a free account to InvestorLift. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what InvestorLift is a software that is very similar to Zillow or to LoopNet, where all fix and flip properties. Basically, it's where investors go to find properties. It's a much easier way for them to find properties versus going onto Zillow and having to go through all of the listings that that wouldn't apply to what they're interested in. So InvestorLift is a great tool for investors. I call it the Zillow of investors, okay? And for investors, and they'll find properties. Now, when you go on there, believe it or not, you can sign up for a free account. Okay. There is a free version now. It's called InvestorLift Lite, where you can go and you can post all of your deals on there. So it looks something like this when you go to their website, and then you'll click on the post a deal up there on top, and it'll prompt you to set up your account for free. So you can set up a free account and you can post your deal on there, and you can get your deal up in front of all of the eyeballs of all the investors that are going to be looking for an investment in that particular market. Now, will that sell your deal for you? No. Especially if you haven't gotten it at the right price. If you haven't gotten it at the right price, don't think that just because somebody is going to put this deal on InvestorLift that it's going to sell for you, okay? That is something that I see people post all the time. I've got InvestorLift. I can post it for you. The deal will sell. And granted, it does get the exposure, but if it's overpriced, it's not going to sell anyway. So there's no magic trick here. You need to negotiate right from the very, very beginning. InvestorLift is just like adding fuel to the fire so that you could get much more exposure to it. Okay. Now, I will tell you this though, the light version, the free version, you're not going to get as much exposure as you would the paid version. It's just common sense, right? So they're going to throttle you just like any other company, just like Facebook, just like Instagram, just like LinkedIn, just like TikTok, right? Yes, the more consistent you are about using those tools, the more exposure that you're going to get. But really, what do they want you to do? They want you to advertise. Those platforms want you to advertise. InvestorLift is a company no different than them, and while you can get the free account, the light version, and while you can post your deal on there using the light version, you will get very little exposure and you will get very few eyeballs. So there is paid versions, and if you are interested in learning more about their paid versions, you can go to lift, L-I-F-T, .DispoDragons.com, lift.DispoDragons.com, and yes, those are our affiliate codes so that you can go on there and sign up for it. Look, I'm not bashful about the fact that we do promote the products and services that we use. I don't hide it. I tell you I use it. If I believe in it, it's because I currently use it and I advertise it with them and I use their products and services. So I stand behind it. If you're interested in learning about their paid versions, which will get you much more exposure and access to their AI models, which is incredible, go to lift.DispoDragons.com, lift.DispoDragons.com, and you'll be able to learn more about their paid version. But again, there's a free version out there. Okay, a lot of people don't know this. You can sign up for the light version. You can get your deals on there without anybody else's help. It's all on you. You can put it on there and you can get an exposure, a very limited amount of exposure, but it's exposure nonetheless, right? And if it's free, why not? Now, if you're interested in the paid version, go to lift.dispodragons.com and learn more about it. Next thing you're going to want to do if you want to sell your own deals, use batch leads, and you're going to want to download all the cash buyers in the market that you have that deal in. In the market that you have that deal in. Focus. Try to be as hyper-centric, hyper-local as possible, hyper-focused and local as possible. Then when you get that list, you're going to download it, you're going to skip trace it, and then you're going to reach out to those people, you're going to text those people, you're going to email those people, and you're going to send them your deal. Once you get that deal under contract, what you want to do is you want to create a sales sheet. Now, a sales sheet is really just a description of the property. So it needs to have a few basic fundamentals. I apologize, I did not make slides for this, but let's go over the fundamentals of what needs to be on your sales sheet. Well, number one, you have to have the numbers. So you need to have not the address. I wouldn't necessarily say the address, but you definitely want to have the specs on the deal. So you want to have bedroom count, bathroom count, square footage of the structure, square footage of the lot. Next thing you want to have is what I say is the numbers, and you want to know the asking price. What is your asking price, right? Which should include your assignment fee. What are the repairs, and what is the ARV? Now, those are the three basic things you need to have on there: asking price, ARV, and repairs, right? In whatever order you want to put it in. Then below that, you need to have some type of a sales description, right? Come up with a sales description. Now, before, as a real estate agent and as a real estate broker, I would spend hours trying to come up with a sales description for my listings and for the properties that I was representing. These days, you've got Chat GPT. Okay, very, very simple. I prefer Claude AI, Claude.ai. It's a French version of it, and I think that for the written word, it's a lot better. Personally, that's just my opinion. Again, I don't have an affiliate code for that one, but anyway, you can go to Claude, C-L-A-U-D-E, Cloud. .ai. And then when you go on there, you're just going to say, hey, write me a sales description of a property that is a cosmetic fix and flip. It has 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, 1,400 square foot on an 8,000 square foot lot right next to Mercer University. There is some damage to the basement. There was a flood not too long ago. The roof needs to be repaired. It's on a tree-lined street in one of the most desirable neighborhoods in the area. Something along that nature. And then what will happen is Claude will spit out a sales description for you, but you have to provide it with those details. Don't just say, make me a sales description of this. It's not going to work. You have to give the details first, and then give it the ammunition, and then it'll give you back a proper sales description. So your sales sheet should have the specs of the home, the numbers, which is the asking price, ARV, and the repairs, and then you want the sales description, and then below that you're going to want to have comparables. So you're going to want to have 3 sold comps, and they should be within the last 90 days, right? Don't be giving me 6-month comps. Definitely don't be giving me 12-month comps, okay? I want sold comps within the last 90 days, if at all possible. If you're having a tough time finding sales comps for a deal within the last 90 days, then you might want to throw that fish back, okay? Just consider that, because you're going to have a challenging time selling it because there's not that much activity in the area. Now, sometimes you do have to go as far as back as 6 months just because the home might be a little unique, but even then, if it's a really unique home, consider the fact that you're going to have a difficult time. You're going to need to find a really unique investor who's going to need to find a really unique buyer to buy it as the end buyer when they purchase it. So all those things play a factor in your ability to negotiate and in your ability to identify a good deal. Then you're going to need active comps, right? So you're going to need active comps on that sales description. So same thing, you're going to look for the 3 comparables that are currently for sale. Don't go cherry picking the highest price active comps just to try to support what you believe is the ARV. The best active comps are always going to be the ones that are currently pending. Try to go after the ones that are pending, the ones that are currently under contract. Those are the best active comps, because that way you can support your price, right? So let's go over it one more time. The sales description sheet. You've got the specs, you've got the numbers, You've got the sales description that you've used AI to create for you, and then you've got your sold comps, and then you've got your active comps. In the event that this is going to be a buy and hold, or it's going to be a sub 2 deal, or a wraparound mortgage deal, you're also going to want to consider adding the rental comps, right? So 3 rental comps in the area demonstrating what it could potentially rent for. Or if you're going to do it, market it as an Airbnb, then you're going to want to have some Airbnb comparables that you can reference. Or if you're going to use it as a co-living, right, as a pad split, then you're going to have to demonstrate what it could potentially go for if you were to pad split it. Again, these are all advanced techniques, advanced strategies, which is one of the reasons that I tell everyone you want to get a joint venture partner or a mentor to help you out. I'm checking the time real quick. If you're interested in subscribing to Batch Leads, go to batch.DispoDragons.com, batch.DispoDragons.com. You need data. You need data. Stop trying to get around using all the free tools and all the free stuff that's out there. Look, I understand what it's like when money is tight, but you're going to need data. And the cheaper the data that you use, the free data that you keep using, and the time that it's taking you to get a hold of someone is actually costing you more money than if you were to spend $110 or $120 and get yourself a subscription to Batch Leads. You go to Batch Leads, they'll give you 10,000 free downloads every single month, and skip tracing is included. Right? So batch.DispoDragons.com. Next thing you're going to want to do is check Zillow for all the properties that were recently flipped and sold. So you hop into your local market where that deal is located, and you go in there and you look for all of the properties that were recently sold in the last, in this case, 6 months that were flips. Okay, I'm not really worried about the price points. I'm not looking for comparables right now. I'm just looking for flips. And you can tell the homes that have been flipped. The homes that have been flipped right now in this market are typically very bright, very white, light colored countertops, right? Light colored cabinets. If you see shrink wrap, the blue shrink wrap on stainless steel appliances in the photos, that's a flip. Okay, that's a dead giveaway. That's a flip. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to go back to the listing agent that listed that flip, and you're going to contact that listing agent, and you're going to say, hey, John or Jane, agent, my name is Paul. Listen, I have a property under contract very close to the one that your seller just sold as a fix and flip opportunity. I'd like to see if your seller would be interested, the person that did that flip, if that investor would be interested in my deal. Would you be able to put me into contact with them and see what they say? Now, some of them are open to the idea of putting you into contact with their client. Some of them are going to ask for a little bit of spread. Right? They're going to ask for a little bit of money. Are you going to pay me a commission for this? And you can offer a commission if you'd like, depending on how big the assignment fee that you're going to be earning on it is. That's up to you. Or you could just skip trace the address and see who the former owner was, and then try to find that person and make contact with that person or that entity yourself. It's entirely up to you. But the point is that it's there. The data's there. Just hop onto Zillow, go look at the nice homes, the ones that look completely remodeled, do a little bit of background research, get a hold of the agent or get a hold of the seller and see if they're open to the deal that you have. That's it. Okay, it's not very difficult. The fifth thing I want you to do is I want you to hop onto Facebook groups. Go into Facebook groups, and I want you to go into the local Facebook groups in the cities and towns and communities that you have the deal in. So we're talking like yard sales, estate sales, community groups in that city, wherever it might be. If it's in Maricopa, you put Maricopa yard sale, Maricopa free items, Maricopa rent to own, Maricopa, whatever. You're going to put those deals in those local city and community Facebook groups. I know a lot of people, they hop on the Facebook group and they want to go blast their deals on all these wholesale sites and all these investor groups. And yeah, can you get a deal sold that way? Absolutely you can, but you got to remember that you're competing against all these people, and a lot of those groups, those wholesale groups that are nationwide, or those wholesale groups that are just general information for training purposes, you have to remember that those people that are part of that group are going to those groups to learn more about what it is that we do. They may not necessarily be there shopping for deals. Some are. I don't want to discourage you from doing that, but in addition to that, so if you are going to post it in these generic nationwide, join my Facebook group wholesaling training groups, which is fine. If you're going to post it there, post it in addition to that inside the local community Facebook groups where the deal is actually located, right? Where it's located. Go in there. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to look up For instance, if it's in Cincinnati, Cincinnati houses for sale, you find a Facebook group, you go in there and you look for all the investors or all the people that are commenting, okay? So you're going to hunt for buyers in the comments. You will see that there are investors or buyers who are commenting on other people's deals within those groups. And then what you'll do is you'll reach out to them, make a comment, hey, just sent you a DM about an opportunity, and then you DM them your deal with the sales sheet that we just talked about a little while ago, right? You send them the specs, you send them everything that you've worked on, you just send it to them and say, hey, is this something that you'd be interested in? And you wait and see, how they respond or if they respond, okay? So that's how you could use Facebook groups to do it as well. Next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find a title representative in that market where that deal is located. You go and you look for a title representative in that market. You call that title representative and you say, hey, John or Jane, my name is Paul. I have a deal. I'm an investor. I have a deal that I'm looking to sell to all cash buyers in the area. Can you do me a favor? Can you please get me a list of all the properties that were purchased in the last year and they were purchased all cash? Can you get me a farm package? Title representatives call it a farm package. Really, it's just a database. Can you get me a farm package of all the cash transactions that took place in this zip code in the last year? And they can typically do that for you. They'll get you that farm package usually in the form of an Excel spreadsheet or in the form of a CSV file. Then you can skip trace that file. Sometimes they'll have the telephone numbers. Sometimes they won't. You skip trace that file, reverse search that file, whatever you got to do. And you can even upload it to Batch, then reverse search that file, skip trace it through Batch from the file that they get. Batch does have a list of all the cash transactions as well, and they're skip trace for you, just an FYI. But I'm giving you a free way to do it too. Then the title representative sends it to you, and then what you're going to do is you're going to reach out to all the buyers that have purchased all cash in the last year in that local market. Why would a title representative do this? Why would they help you? Because when they ensure the transaction, right, when they ensure that the deal is clean, when they ensure that there are no liens on the property and that the buyer who's purchasing it is going to get clear title, when they ensure it, they also earn a commission. They get paid for that, right? So they want you to win. They want you to sell. They want to be your title representative of choice when you put that deal under contract. So, you reciprocate it. In exchange for them helping you, you're going to designate that title representative as the title rep to handle this deal. All right, so that's title. Next, last one. I want you to call local hard money lenders local to where the deal is. So wherever the deal is, if it's in Cincinnati hard money lenders. Google that phrase, go in there, find a few hard money lenders in there, and all you're going to listen, they want you to sell your deal to their buyer because their buyer will use them for a hard money loan. They're going to make money on it, right? They want that. So call your local hard money lenders in the area where the deal is located, and you just say, hey, listen, who's your top hard money rep or account executive in the company? Okay, I'd like to speak to that person. Hi, John or Jane. My name is Paul. I have a deal in Cincinnati. Listen, I know that you do a lot of business, and I know that you have a lot of clients and that you have a lot of flippers or investors that would be interested in this. Who do you know that you would be potentially interested in this deal? And you can ask for them to connect you to the investor, which they may or may not do, or you can ask for them to push the deal out for you to those investors, and you provide them with the information on the deal. They send it to their investors, and then you get the deal closed. You're happy you got the deal closed. They're happy because they did another loan, a hard money loan, and the investor's happy, and everybody gets paid. Seller's happy, buyer's happy, everyone's happy. All right, so call your local hard money lenders where the deal is located to. And I think that is our last slide. So just to recap, you guys, you can sell your own deals. You can dispo your own deals. It all depends on your ability to negotiate the best price possible, right? It all depends on that. It all depends on your ability to identify the best exit strategy as possible so that you can find the right buyer for the deal. And with that, I am going to close out. Just as a friendly reminder to anyone, if you haven't picked it up yet, my book, Deal Like a Dove, Dispo Like a Dragon, is available on Amazon. Everything that I'm covering here, by the way, is in this book. Okay, it's in the book. 400 pages of straight up how to do this business. It's not a PDF manual. It's not some blueprint. It is a how to do this business. Okay, and you can pick it up on Amazon. If you do get it, take a picture of yourself with it. Tag us on social media at DispoDragons.com. I'll send you over a code download for a free Audible version of it as well. And I have one of the best narrators narrating this for me. So it's a phenomenal book. Okay, pick it up. And again, if you are interested in any type of joint venture or mentoring and you need help and you have a deal, or you're working on a deal and you want a second set of eyes to go over it with you, send us a direct message, and what we can do is schedule a time. We're doing Zoom calls all day long with people where we're analyzing their deal. We're trying to help them restructure deals. We're trying to help them dispo deals. We're looking at deals all day long. This is what we do. So if you need help with something, send us a DM. If you're interested in mentorship, go to start.DispoDragons.com, start.DispoDragons.com for our profit sharing mentorships. And veterans, closers, bona fide closers, the ones that have been doing this for a while, reach out to me. We're looking for people that we can bring aboard as mentors to the new people that are coming in. Everybody's going to make money and everybody's going to win. Sellers will be happy. Buyers will be happy. Mentees will be happy. Mentors will be happy. All right. Okay, everybody, have a great day. With that, I am going to get going. Have a great day.